egos. Everyone has them. If it was a commodity, no one will buy it, no one will sell it, and no one will trade it. And that's because everyone has an ego. It is utterly worthless. If you have been on the internet long enough, you've probably heard this before, especially from a certain hat salesman. But why am I bringing this up? What's even the point of me already expressing something people have already figured out by now? Well, because of YouTube, because of Twitch, because of the internet in its entirety. The internet as a whole has created and encouraged people to express their egos to higher degrees than we ever seen before, and they have developed a mentality that they are better than everyone else outside in the real world. Just because they have a YouTube channel, they're a Twitch streamer, or heck, they're a VTuber, my god. But a common thing I see with these people who want to become internet famous, have a personality on the internet, they always want to mimic the success of other personalities they have seen and thinking to themselves that they too can easily achieve their wealth, popularity, and even notoriety. However, a common pitfall among them has and always will be their lack of understanding of how to achieve that success, which results in them either giving up, trying different methods, or just outright act like they are just like those other personalities that they're trying to mimic. If you ever been in the SML community, and yes, I'm using them as an example because I unfortunately grew up with them, you could notice that there's a plethora of copycats, each trying to mimic the success of Logan 30acre and his crew. They may use the same style of comedy, storytelling, and heck, even use the same characters as if they were in this big Marvel universe. Jesus. Now, there are genuine channels that are like the medium, the genre, whatever you want to call this thing, adding their own spin to it, trying something new, which may cause them to fail or actually cause them to have some degree of success. But there is a difference between someone who enjoys what they do versus someone who sees the success of a particular personality or YouTuber or VTuber, whatever the case may be, and tries to desperately mimic them. Sometimes, again, they likewise succeed, and other times they ultimately fail. But the major difference between the guy who happens to be successful and the guy chasing success, whether through views or wealth or other different means, at the end of the day, is their intent. Do they enjoy what they do? Sometimes when asked, some of these successful personalities, believe it or not, you'll be surprised to know that they begin to hate their success. Their content becomes an obligation rather than an actual job they enjoy. It's similar to a teacher who is willing to educate the class and the one who is just there for the pay. You can tell by their work ethic, or more so their personality, how they treat the people around them and how they treat their coworkers and their students. What I see among those who want to become YouTubers, Twitch streamers, VTubers, what have you, is their intent. And the majority of the time, their goal is achieving that sweet, sweet YouTube ad money. I mean, if I see a guy who plays Minecraft all day and earns millions doing so, I will probably want to copy him to achieve that same amount of fame. Heck, if an unshaven rock star looking guy talking to a camera can generate millions of views while also pulling into everyone's recommendations while still earning a large sum of ad revenue, I too will probably would like to copy him. But nothing screams more of a copycat is when you start complaining about YouTube drama in real life. Now, it's understandable that an issue such as ad revenue is going to be talked about since it doesn't solely affect the content creator, rather, it affects the entire infrastructure of the internet. But when drama becomes an issue, when talked about, is when these people start bringing up the most minuscule of issues that could be just summed up as he said, she said, or what I like to call it, I made some noise, give me attention. I can recall a multitude of times in which these people start complaining over some YouTuber, how their content would affect the entire YouTube landscape. We've seen it before. We've seen this cycle happen with Logan Paul, KSI, and heck, even Leafy. But tell me, do you remember any of their drama that happened like a decade ago? Most likely not, since the majority of the time their drama is just caused by, again, their own ego. And within a month, no one will actually care, and they will move on. These copycats will drag out the drama till the end of time, seemingly bringing them up in the worst of times. It's one thing to post about it on a forum post, but it's another thing they want to bring it up in conversation when all you want to talk about is Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh boy, I could recall the number of times I knew this person who would just bring up some minuscule drama that they heard on YouTube, and we could be talking about some video game release or something personal, and they would just bring up that drama just out of nowhere. It's really, really annoying. However, that's not the worst of it. What gets to me is how they act as if they're involved in this YouTube landscape when in reality they know nothing of what they spew. Uh, Truth be told, they parrot whatever they hear on YouTube, and then they masquerade it as their own original thought. Not only do they look stupid, but their own ego fails to help them realize that they are stupid. Going back to the ad revenue thing, I have seen certain people in real life try to start up their YouTube channels. Mostly, again, copying the formula, whether it be streaming or making commentary, and then complain about a week later that the videos aren't showing up in other people's recommendations, or how they aren't making enough money via ads, or how hard it is to keep schedule. To those I say, really? You're complaining about that? Seriously? Really? First of all, you're copying something you saw and thought to yourself, all I have to do is X, Y, and Z, and they make money off of it, so let me do the same thing by using the worst type of equipment imaginable, playing a game that no one has ever heard of, or, my personal favorite, presenting the most generic, watered-down personality that I have ever seen, to the point I have seen amateur actors perform better than whatever they're showing on screen. This is why you aren't successful. You are so generic that you just blend in with the rest. What distinguishing quality you have over other YouTubers, over other streamers, over other, I don't know, content creators? In all honesty, it's nothing. And when I point this out to them, and mind you, I try to do it very respectfully as possible, they always either ignore it, tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about, or they get mad with me. First of all, I'm not the one who gives the shot delivery. That's on you. I'm not the one that decided to embark on this YouTube journey. That's on you, buddy. What what even bothers me even more is how they monetize their channels. Like, really? Really? You're going to have a Ko-Fi and a Patreon. Oh, what's this? No refunds? Yeah, that's going to win people over. Ah, for Christ's sake, this is their ego showing. This is them telling me, telling their audience that all they see is that they're a walking wallet to them. I get it. You need money, especially in this day and age. But to treat others like they should pay you for the service you're providing them, like it's a subscription service, is what's getting to me. You're playing video games on Twitch. You're commentating on things you see on the internet. I mean, good for you. Welcome to the hundreds and thousands of people that already do so. Especially female streamers. Oh my goodness, let me not get started on that. I just can't stand them. They really love to express their femininity a lot. It doesn't matter if they're showing their face on stream or they're a VTuber. Especially, I can't tell you the number of times I've heard stories of VTubers, female VTubers, have loads of simps flock to them just because they're a woman. Oh, jeez, it's funny beyond belief. So I just wanted to rant a bit. Something that has been bothering me for a while now. You have every right to criticize me for this, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some negative comments. It's whatever. Like, I do this for fun. I don't expect to make money out of this. I do it mainly for myself. I like doing what I do. I guess I use it as an outlet, but who knows? I just like ranting about stuff. That's my thing. So, kudos to you for listening, and subscribe or whatever. I don't really care.